Hello everyone and welcome to a preview of the game Heroes and Generals from the Krebsco channel. What I'm going to be doing for you guys for the next 7 or so minutes is actually showing you guys some alpha test footage of this game that is currently in development. I was just saying alpha test, okay? So there's different stages that come towards an actual game, and what I'm actually going to be doing in this video is showing you guys the actual gameplay of what it's like, my opinions and stuff like that. No tips and tricks this time, and probably not that much entertainment, just showing you guys what it's like. That's all I can really show of a alpha test game at the moment. So basically there's stages of development that games go through. So say for example if a company actually decides to do some alpha testing, what they'll do is actually release a game. Say they actually start developing it and they want to start releasing it to the world. What they'll do is actually first 2 stages of testing. So for example, they'll get an alpha test out. Generally in the alpha stage, what will happen is that they have a form of the game which is playable. However, it doesn't exactly mean it's the most stable nor functioning game, okay? Usually the stages after that would follow a closed beta, for example, and that would focus on a closed community, so a limited server capacity, and from there they would actually work on a more stabilized game and with less content though, okay? And then you would obviously go on to open beta and then onto a final release eventually, right? So that is the general gist of what's going on. But for Heroes and Generals, we're actually in the alpha test stage, so there is a lot of buggy things with this game. So far, the thing that you can say with Heroes and Generals is a game produced by Reto-Moto, okay? Actually quite a small developer. They're based in Denmark, Copenhagen, Denmark, and they're actually responsible for making one of the, another group or studio, you could call it, IO Interactive, who actually produced the Hitman series. So they're sort of a little bit of a known company, but they are a small developer, and they're actually working on this game at the moment, which is meant to be a sort of MMO World War II shooter. So basically, it's at alpha stages right now. A lot of things are really buggy. You'll probably notice throughout this game that a lot of things are being worked on. And I have to stress this point, not only for myself to know, but also you guys, that this is alpha stages, okay? This no way represents the final stages, not even the beta stages of how it's going to be like. So basically, I picked up my key recently. In fact, I got an email today telling me that I got a key and that I'm going to be able to play it in a 2-hour slot of server testing today. So they're actually going to be straining their servers today and just seeing how many people, for example, could get online. They got something like 600 people online before the servers crashed. Quite funny, but yeah, it was quite laggy and stuff like that. So I just wanted to get a gist of what the game is like and also show you guys what it's going to be like as well, because there has been a little bit of interest. People have been seeing some videos. For example, there is a YouTube channel for Heroes in General, which the videos, I have to admit, actually look pretty damn good. Quite exciting what they've been showing so far. So I was actually quite excited to try out this game. Basically, it's a World War II first-person shooter, and what you could sort of compare it to, in my opinion, the first few things that jumped right off the bat, my first thing that jumped right off the bat was that the similarities to Call of Duty 2, okay? Call of Duty 2, the really old one, the World War II one. It sort of looks a bit like that. The graphics are sort of similar. I'd say Call of Duty 2 is a bit more polished, but then again, this game is, as I keep on stressing, in alpha stages. However, there's a lot more freedom in this game, okay? You can do a lot more things. For example, Call of Duty 2, you couldn't use vehicles. In this one, there are plenty of vehicles. For example, you might see me a little bit later use a light armored half-track, for example. Also, there's some other vehicles like tanks and planes and stuff like that. Now, that is actually quite interesting, because mostly a lot of people, what they were doing in this server was playing on infantry, and it is a bit understandable because the vehicles are a little bit bugged at the moment, and to be honest, they are a little bit gimmicky. However, that is most likely going to be changing as soon as the game has progressed a little bit more. As you guys can see, there are a bit of planes flying around, and there's also stationary weapons like this, the Flak Vierling, for example. I bet there's probably more. However, this is the only one that I saw, for example. Quite interesting stuff, right? There's also plenty of different guns. As you guys can see, I'm using an MP40, but there's different ones for like cars, 98s. You can also play with the Americans. They have Thompsons and I believe the M1 Garands. There's really plenty of weapons out there. However, what I know so far, there's no customizability. But then again, it is to do with an alpha test. Maybe there is not meant to be such things. They're just working on the actual functions at hand at the moment. So hopefully with this video, you guys will get a gist of just what the game is like. What I've noticed so far is that yes, there are a lot of bugs. In fact, it was quite painful playing. However, you know, there has to be a little bit of acceptability on just what's going on, because I mean, really, there is a lot of stuff that needs to be worked on at the moment. The other thing that I wanted to compare this game to was actually Red Orchestra 2, okay? So I'm not sure if you guys have played that, but obviously Red Orchestra 2 definitely set standards in terms of realism amongst first-person shooters, not only in the World War II category, but in just about every other game out there. Definitely a very realistic game, and I believe this game actually strides to be in the same sort of category of realism. So Red Orchestra 2 is definitely a highly polished game now. It was obviously a bit buggy when it first came out, but more highly polished now, and I believe this game is sort of working towards that. So basically I would consider this game maybe like a cross between Call of Duty 2 and Red Orchestra 2 in the time being. This obviously needs a lot more polishing. It needs to be worked on quite a bit. There is really a lot of stuff to be worked on, like there, for example, my guy doing the splits. I mean, come on, normally that wouldn't happen, right? So there is a lot of funny sort of stuff. Quite a bit of customizability. You can actually choose different things. You can spawn in vehicles, you can spawn on foot. I even noticed at the beginning of this replay you could spawn in a plane and actually jump out of it. Now I've actually only got about a minute or so to go. Damn, man, this time really goes by fast. But so far I would say that the alpha stage has just been all about working on how this game is going to be like. Can the servers take the strain of so many people? Is there any bugs? There's obviously a lot of bugs, and people are going to be reporting them in for them to fix. So really there's a lot to be worked on at the moment. So I'd still say give this game a chance. Now, obviously it's an alpha stage. You guys can apply for the game if you'd like to try it. Obviously with each alpha stage release there's going to be newer content and things that are improved on and stuff like that. The game is constantly being updated. In fact, you can just check their YouTube channel and see everything that they're changing and working on at the moment. So it is becoming a better game. So anyway guys, hope this gave you a general idea of what the game is like, and of course I'll probably do more videos for the next alpha stage. But anyway, till next time, see you all later.